Hi, you guys. I just got this new deck and I'm excited to just try it out. So I wanted to do a new reading, and with new cards, but I'm not going to put it out for the general public because I just want to share it with you guys and I want to practice. So I'm trying to put together the idea of how to create a reading that'll help people excuse me, recognize a block in their progress and be able to melt it, whatever the block is, in using the cards. So what we're doing is I'm going to have the top row here is going to be what the block is, the basis of the block. The second row is going to be what the universe, the angels and the guides, what their advice is for you to get over the block. And then the third row is going to be the outcome of, like, if once this block is melted, that then you will have progress, okay? And then I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck just like regular, and I might draw some tarot cards, I'm not sure, as we go forward. So that's what this is about. So in order to get the most out of the reading, what I want you to do is pull your mind to an area of your life that you wish there was progress. Let yourself think of something frustrating. Some of you may start to feel frustration, like in your jaw, in the back of your jaw. You might have achiness. You might have sometimes your throat can get real squeezy, like it feels like an elephant sitting on your chest, right? Things like that can happen when you start to look at where the block is and what's happening, whatever area. Most people that come into my work have blocks in money or love or both. So let's look at our top three cards here. Oop. So sorry, this is like, I didn't take the time to get my tripod and everything and all that, so I apologize, but I just wanted to read these cards, so there you have it. So the first card here, we have Life Boy, Don't Give Up, Help is on the Way. Second one is Uncovering Lost Wisdom, Hidden Knowledge. And Starfish, Trust Your Instincts and Follow Your Intuition. So these three cards are having us be focused on what it is that's causing the block. Now, I would say that what's drawing my attention to these cards is that pearl. I'm going to go there first, because first of all, it kind of looks like a fried egg when I looked at it. But one of the hardest things that I find with reading cards and knowing people is trying to accept the shadowy side, the darker side of whatever's going on in our life, to uncover our own lost wisdom. Okay, so part of that, I love this card for the problem, because if you think about it, an oyster is grown up in a very hard shell, okay, very hard shell. In fact, I like to watch cooking shows on TV, and when they have to have oysters, they only have 20 minutes to make the food, and they have to open oysters, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can waste 20 minutes, okay? There's a science to it, because that muscle that holds your, that muscle that holds the shell closed is incredibly strong. So with this card in the center, what it's showing us is that there is something going on in your life. Each of you will have your own application, okay? That as you're learning to love yourself more deeply, because that's what will solve this for you, self-acceptance, being able to say, yes, I've done this, I've done that, and just owning it. But the hard shell that we have to protect ourselves, right? So that we don't get too attached to someone, or we don't trust the wrong person. So we get incredibly tight and closed. But even though we are safe, kind of, the reality is there's part of our energy that's being used to keep that muscle tight, and it steals from your intuition right now. Now, your intuition is still really strong. Trust your intuition and your instincts. This is like the star card in the tarot, where it's a healing card, the star. But the trouble is you're only accessing part of your intuition, okay? Because there's something that's in a shell. You might have tremendous confidence with a certain skill, which is great, but there's another area where you're like a rookie. All right, so now if we look at this, let's go back to the beginning. here, because it says there's somebody throwing you a life, what do you call that? Life preserver. Somebody in your life is throwing you a life preserver. It might be this reading, okay? But there is an area, you're not aware of it. It's tight and closed, but there's a pearl developing. Look at that pearl. Isn't it beautiful? I love this camera because you can make it go and look. But yes, so the pearl is developing and it's becoming beautiful. But it comes from a grain of sand. See all those grains of sand? So what's happening is that there's something inside is annoying you, but you're a cheerful person and you don't want the world to know that something's annoying you. But you have to ask for help, my opinion. But before we have Catherine's opinion, let's go to the middle row, because these are what the angels and the guides are asking you to consider. Okay, consider, hold on, my cord is tied up here so I get over here. All right. Underneath our Don't Give Up card, we have Crab. Consider the unconventional. Take a sideways approach. What a great piece of advice from your spirit guides and mine too. If you have been trying to solve a certain problem in the same old way, it's time to look at from a new perspective. This would remind me of the Hangman card in the Tarot deck, where look at something in a different way. Also, this does have a hard shell, same as the oyster, right? So in a way, it's like, okay, we need to open, but what does that mean? What does opening mean? Do we have to have a hammer hit us and break us open? Or is there a way that we can kind of cooperate and collaborate? Also, defensiveness. This crab is ready to pinch. It's like, keep your hands off me. Crabs are very, when they feel intimidated, they raise that claw and they shake it at you like you should be afraid, even if you're 500 times bigger. So I think the angels are saying, don't be too defensive if you sense a weak area in your personality. I can't remember who says this. I wish I could remember. I'll try to quote it properly. But they say if you change your personal reality, your personal view of yourself, if you change your personality, you will change your personal reality. Okay? So when you adjust your personality, you know your own shit, right? So as you self-adjust and temper yourself, you will change your personal reality. Second one, letter in a bottle. Your message has been received. The angels and guides hear your heart. They know that you want to step out. They know that you want to be free of this, whatever this hard part of your heart is. They feel the pain with you. And that look at this, the message is in a bottle. Again, this is a hard shell. This could be broken open and allow some freedom. So your message has been received. You're not in this alone, okay? And then the last one, see anemone, protection and codependency. Okay, codependency, when I think about it, I was listening to this, I can't remember the person's name onto YouTube. I can put a link for you, but he was talking about I lost my train of thought because I was trying to remember his name. I know what it is. Thank you, God. But he said, who am I to think that I can't do this, right? Who am I to think that I'm in this alone? Because do you believe that you're co-creating? I mean, do you believe that the universe and you are partners? Then if something seems hard for you to do, who are we to think that we would be in this alone? We are not the creators by ourselves. So that's the part about codependency. I like when we're codependent on our own self. Well, you know what I mean. I mean, not in an unhealthy way, but just that we depend on our own self before others, so that we're not randomly telling too much of our personal life. I think that there's energy leaks that can happen when you just allow people too much detail, because it's like a sieve, where you drain spaghetti. You pour the water, it goes right through. And so if the stuckness that you're feeling might come because you need to save up energy, like in the bank account, by cleaning up some of your habits. We all have them. but that'll give you the power that you need. You do need protection. The angels are here for you, but you're the only one that can change how you behave towards other people. So your angels are telling you, don't be surprised if there's an unusual approach that becomes available to you. Maybe energy work, maybe you've never had Reiki before, maybe you want to try tapping or yoga or meditation. There's so many tools, but if you haven't done it, that's a good time to try. Second, you're not alone. The universe is behind you 100%. The idea of being able to come out of hiding so that you can access your own personal wisdom. And then here with trusting your instincts, follow your intuition, because your desire for protection is important, but it's also important that you are able to stand on your own 2 feet and allow yourself to be a co-creator with the universe, not with other humans. Okay? Now, if we do this, I forgot to show you guys the card at the bottom of the deck. It's the peer that you decide, the choice is yours. Okay? So it is really true when you get a reading like this that does, I mean, these cards look so innocent, but the reality is that if we all take this to heart and look at the parts of our personality that we alone can change, we can decide to do that or not. All right? And again, if you're stuck in a certain area, that's what we're wanting, is to figure that out. I hope I'm not making you dizzy, making you look all over like that, but look, see? Sorry, I'm talking fast too. I don't want this to last too long. Anyway, let's go to the 3rd row. This is our outcome that we can look forward to if we can make the baby step. What's the smallest baby step that you can do, right? The itty bittiest, teeny weeniest baby step that we can do that allows you to start to break through this hard shell that's holding your progress in its hand. So first we have spyglass, and spyglass is zoom. Oh, now that's too funny. Zoom in. Zoom in. Take a closer look. Okay, so that means you have to be very focused on the time. Whatever comes to you, be very alert. Any gift, anything you find, anything that's good that comes to you. You know, I like to play the invisible money game, where you actually put a money value on something somebody gave to you, right? But zoom in. Be a micromanager of gratitude. Find something every day. Really, join me in that. I'm going to put, there's a resource I found from Louise Hay that's just beautiful, and I just dare you to listen to that short recording and then zoom in on what's already working in your life right now. And then secondly, we have palm tree, bringing ideas to life, magical creations. See, I really believe that. Let's look at the 3 of these cards, right? The middle card is the messages received. So your angels and guides are absolutely in the center of helping you wiggle out of this problem, whatever it is that's facing you. We know that there is a treasure of part of your intuition that's simply not been available to you because of something that's keeping it safe inside, something very tight, holding on tight. And we know that if you take these action steps to wiggle your way out of it, and that you will have this sense of flush of new ideas coming to life, okay? So if you're a creator, if you're a writer or some sort of content producer, or even in your relationships, if this is true for you, you can really expect some brainstorms, like bright ideas that'll pop out. And even if it feels a little strange, or you're feeling like, oh my goodness, let's look here, we have jellyfish. Let yourself be seen. Be transparent, right? It's okay. It's safe. It's absolutely safe for you to step out into what's coming next, even if you're not quite sure. But the idea of allowing yourself to address this idea of something tight, something closed, something like that oyster shell that's protective inside of you, and the steps that you might take to take care of that. All right? So, like this card says, you decide. The choice is yours. So I am thinking of starting like a Q&A, do a phone call. I've got a teleseminar line that you guys can call in and we could do a Q&A on a reading like this, and then I could lead you in a group tapping. And I used to do that. It seems like a gazillion years ago. I had a Facebook group and we did that, where we could really practice that technique and give you some confidence in it. So if that's something that sounds fun that you'd like to do, please let me know. Direct message me, because I would want to schedule a call when it was convenient for you to be able to come. So anyway, thank you for also, would you flash me a direct message and let me know about these cards for a reading? And we didn't use any of the traditional deck, and we didn't use the little book that comes with it, which is kind of delightful. And I just didn't even take the time to take it out. It's a brand new deck for me. But I think I love the message myself, because I do have parts of me that are very hard, like a shell. And a shell covers a seed, right? So if we let those shells dissolve, we often end up with a really wonderful result. So I'll just send you the energy of Kuan Yin. And I kind of like doing this reading just privately for you guys, because it's all that technical stuff and making sure that the camera's right and everything. It's just kind of distressing to me partly, and I like being free enough to just kind of show you what it looks like here. So have a wonderful evening, and again, feedback on this is great. And would you guys like a call? And would you guys like to learn more about how tapping can help you slide out of your issues? We'll talk to you soon. Love you guys.